He spotted my third base with his observer, so he's coming in to take that out first, as indeed he should. Now at this point there's no way I'm defending this base from this army unit, because it's almost 1.5 command groups. He's got 2 lines of stalkers, he's got a bunch of zealots, he's got 2 colossi, and all I have is that group right there. Although because of the upgrades they're doing pretty decently well. I mean, we have a few stalkers were taken down, one stalker was taken down, a few zealots were taken down, of course the colossi untouched. In the meantime, I am producing spine crawlers here at the beginning of my second expansion. I have got my corruptors out to deal with the colossi, I have an infestor out as well, and I have zerglings and roaches. Right, and this is going to be an exciting matchup right here. Let's see how it goes. We have our opponent coming in up the ramp. The queen goes in for the initial defense and gets nuked instantaneously, and the roaches come in. The corruptors immediately target the colossi and start focus targeting down. The infestor comes in and tosses out a couple of fungal growths to keep things in place while this happens. That worked out pretty well. And here we go, the corruptor's doing a wonderful job. One colossi going down, the second one going down as well. The zealots are almost dealt with here, and we've got 3 stalkers down from the initial rush. Now this infestor is about to be taken down, he's toast. Now this base is goners. In the meantime, I'm producing 17 roaches and I'm getting my upgrades for melee and flyer attacks as well. Now the question is, what do I do with these 17 roaches? Because I sent them over here when I built them to get them out of the way, just to try to figure out what the hell do I do. I can't take this lot down with 17 roaches. Right, yeah, so I stick them into my Nydus network and I pop out on the other side where my mutalisks have been doing some harassing. Right, now I've got 17 roaches versus 5 stalkers. This is bound to go slightly better. Let's see how it works. In come my roaches. The stalkers are going down. His base defense is whittling, his probes are whittling. In the meantime, this gives our Protoss aggressor some pause as he wonders how we should deal with this. But he continues with his base defenses, and I'm popping out a few roaches out here to deal with this. Exciting stuff. The base race has begun. I'm taking out his main nexus over here. All of my roaches, fully upgraded for attack and defense, are nuking this stuff down. The nexus goes down. Right, and now the rest of the production buildings are under attack. Over here, we have a nice concave heading towards against our hive. It's going down. Roaches coming up, trying to do the best they can do under these situations. Let's take a look. We have 1 stalker in the yellow. We have nothing more being produced right now. Why is that? Are we out of lava? I believe we are. The queen went down, and pretty soon we are in trouble. However, look at the stalker count. It's dying. It is dying. And over here, our riders of roaches have been taking down the robotics bay, which means no more colossi over there while it's building. Gas going down. Whoa, I actually didn't take out the robotics bay. That was a mistake, but I popped back into the Nydus network to finish off this. Because now I had all of my roaches against these 4 stalkers. I actually should have finished off that robotics bay before I actually did this, but there you go. Now, there was a decision to make here. At this point, I could have popped back in here, gone back over here, and finished all of this off. But I decided that that might be risky in the event he's managed to be able to take out any units, and I don't recall seeing what was going on over here when I popped in. If you look at my vision over here, when I popped in, I went around this way, and I never went around this way, so I didn't actually know what was going on over here. Right, so, back we go. I decided to rebuild my base instead. I had the mineral count, I had done my initial foray, I had defended my bases. Instead of going for the quick kill, I decided to motor up a little bit more of an offensive just in case. Right, so up went my main base again, up goes my secondary again. And then I'm going to try and build back a little bit of an army before heading off and finishing this off. Now, looking at this in the replay, I see that I could quite easily have nuked the crap out of this by simply going back with my few roaches and sorting this out. But yeah, but I didn't know that at the time. I decided to play it safely, and this is how it went. So my second hatchery is going up here, first hatchery now about to be done again. And he is responding by producing a colossi and 2 or 3 stalkers out here. Now his economy is massively hurt. Massively hurt, as you can see. He's only got 500 of each, he's run out of minerals on his main, he has no production whatsoever, and his nexus is just now going back up. Oh, the suspense, the suspense. Right, I've got my second hatchery about to go up now. I have a drone coming out, and now it is about balancing out drone production with unit production until I've got a slightly bigger army than this, so I can go in and finish this off. And here we go. We've got the Colossi almost finishing over there. We have a Nexus halfway done over there for our opponent. Right, who is taking his time to recuperate his losses and get back some of his economy going. I've got 2 more roaches coming out along with the Queen to increase my lava production. And over here, are we doing anything? We're doing nothing there for the time being. And oh my goodness, the suspense of the entire thing. Here we've got 1.5 lines of drones. Here we've got more drones coming out. And here we have our Protoss opponent, the Nexus, almost getting to be done. Second Queen going up at the first expansion. This Nexus is taking forever to build. But I wonder whether these Nexi take longer than our hatcheries, or see, I actually looked that up. Right, this is taking ages to build. I've got 2 more roaches coming out over here. His economy is about to now start being rebuilt. He has absolutely no minerals whatsoever. Right, no minerals whatsoever. He's got no choice but try to take something or to try to mass up an army. He's got 1 Colossi out, 3 Zealots, that's it. Let's take a look at our income tab. My income is now considerably ahead of his, massively more drone count, and let's take a look at our units. I've got 12 roaches and 1 speedling to his 2 Colossi and 3 Zerglings. Zerglings, they're Zealots. Right, and if we look at the units lost tab, now I've been losing a huge amount more resource-based units than he has in this particular fight, which is because I've been churning this stuff out in order to try to defend myself. Right, but nonetheless, I had the economy to make that happen, so that didn't turn out to be that big a deal. And now we're looking alright. We suddenly now have almost a full command group's worth of units, whereas he's got basically nothing. But he has no economy to rebuild his situation, so we had the opportunity to take this slow and take it easy and do it the safe way, and that turned out to be a good thing. So I'm grabbing my roaches and I am heading out, because surely that's got to be enough at this point. And let's see what else we're doing here in the meantime. I got 7 more roaches on the way, right, and my foray of roaches is heading out to make sure that he's got no expansions building and no armies building. Gonna grab this Zelnaga tower very quickly just to get some sight in a second, or are they just camping out hugging the wall? They seem to be hugging the wall. Moment of depression there for my roaches, anxiety before the attack, but I get my shit together in a second and move forward anyway. Right, here we go. We have 2 rows and 3 roaches, and here we come a probe heading out, but I completely ignore that. In fact, did I even see that? I'm not completely sure. What is that probe doing? Is it trying to establish an expansion? But I'm watching every single expansion point, as indeed I should be. So that probe is going to do pretty much nothing. Right, and in the meantime my roaches are massing over here. There's no production going on either side. Let's take a look at the mineral situation for our opponent. It's absolutely horrendous. We have a stalker going out over here to try to nibble at that overlord. Or is he coming? He's coming to nibble at the overlord. Let's see how I respond to this. My overlord moves away, as indeed he should. In the meantime, I've got gas going up on my expansion. I've got 6 more Zerglings coming out to defend my base in the event there's some sort of magical rush that comes out of nowhere. And my roaches are now going to go in for the kill. He didn't actually build his base, he just walked right back out again. I wonder why he did that. Probably because he's got absolutely no money. Does he? Oh, no mineral count whatsoever happening there, he can't build anything. Right, and then he also walks right by my roaches and doesn't see them. And we have the probe hanging around there now to make sure that when he has the money to do, he's putting up another Nexus. But in the meantime, he's got basically no probes. He's got 3 stalkers, he's got 3 zealots, and he's got 2 colossi, and that is his entire army. My Zerglings are still continuing their patrolling, and my roaches are taking down the back entrance there, just simply because it's there and we can. Right, and I'm not really sure exactly what I'm waiting for at this point, because logic dictates that there's absolutely no way in heaven that he could have managed to do anything with what he had left. But I've also got a Mutalist building over there, and I've got some roaches out here as base defense in the event some sort of magical attack appears. But any second now, it is time to finish this off. The probe comes out and starts building a Nexus when the resources are made available for it. And it's only when he starts doing that, I believe, that I start moving out, because then he has committed all of his resources that he has left to this attempt at building a Nexus. He's at 350 now. He should start building it the moment he hits 400. Let's take a look if he does. I'm playing it super safe in this game, but there you go. I was having a tickledy good time with it. 390 minerals. At 400 minerals, is he going to put down the Nexus? Yes, he does. No, he doesn't. Yes, he does. And there's the mineral commitment. That's my sign to go. Alright, yeah, so from this point onwards, it's nuke base, nuke items. Or units, rather. Here we go. The roaches walk in. They take down that Nexus. That's 400 units completely wasted for our Protoss opponent. The Colossi are coming down to try to defend what they can. And that is the end of that, as they say. Mutalisks coming in. That Colossus going down in a really big hurry, this one going down in a really big hurry. And that is the end of that. The GG is imminent and Mr. Iron Guard has left the game. There you go, folks. All is not lost. Trust in the Nydus worm, think quickly and prevail. It's wonderful to be Zerg. Hope you enjoyed the game. If you have any near misses or great counters that you'd like to show me about, do feel free to comment below. In the meantime, look forward to more stuff later on. Thank you and have a lovely weekend.